All right, back here on Study Ball, and we're continuing our series here on the AFC West and the AFC West champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Took a look at the offense earlier in the week, and obviously one of the big things that makes that offense go, besides obviously their MVP quarterback, is the two playmakers that they have in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Funny thing is that you flip it over to the defensive side, which we're looking at today, what really makes this defense go, in my opinion, are a couple playmakers. First one is the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. His flexibility from that safety position to do so many different things is what helps this scheme to be effective. And it's the other safety as well, a guy we don't hear about very often, but Daniel Sorensen and his flexibility that allows this defense to do a lot of different things. Starts with those two guys playing safety. They can both play in the box at the line of scrimmage. They can both bring pressure. They can both cover man, and they can both cover on the back end. And there will be times that they'll add a third safety to the mix and do some unique things with it. And maybe the most unique thing and where they have the most success is with something that I call cover two robber. We'll take a look at it here, but it's out of a three safety look. So let's go to the film and take a look at these guys. So the first thing we have to do is we've got to identify their safeties. We got to identify where they're at on any given play. Sorensen, Tyrann Mathieu. Always got to find those guys, certain safeties in the league. Back when I played, obviously Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu was probably more like Tyrann Mathieu, but a guy that, man, can line up all over. He can fly. He can give you disguises. He can do a lot of different things. You never know where he's going to be. And then he plays great instinctual football. Got to know where he is, but got to know where both of those safeties are. So here we're in a two safety look right here. Okay, looks like we're going to be in a down safety. We're going to play back here. We're going to play down here. And it's all about their ability to be flexible and disguise things. Down, it looks like Tyrann Mathieu might even blitz in this particular situation. What's he going to do at the snap? Boom, he's actually running back to a cover two. And that's what I'm talking about. Got to know where he's at. And not only before the snap, once the snap occurs, boom, now he's running all the way back and playing a deep half of the field on this particular play. So it's guys like this that make life really, really tough on a quarterback. And again, you think one thing, now all of a sudden you're in something else. Now you're off as a quarterback. You got to buy time, leads to negative plays. All right, let's find those safeties once again. Now we got Tyrann Mathieu right here. Sorensen here. He comes down. He can play man-to-man. He can play on the back end. He can bring pressure. Man, he can do all kinds of different things. He can just drop into a cover three because Sorensen does a great job of playing inside the box. Looks like they're going to be in a man coverage here. Now we're going to see it again. Now we just flipped it. Last time it was Tyrann Mathieu. Now it's Sorensen that's down here looking like, hey, it could be covering the tight end man. Could be coming off the edge because both of these guys will bring pressure. And now giving you a one high look, one high look, one high look. Boom, right before the snap, I'm going to run back, and now we're playing more of a classic cover two look in this particular case. And there he is, running back to the deep half, breaking, making a play on the football right there. All right, so those are their base coverages and the way that they like to disguise different things. We talked about the flexibility. Both of these guys can play down. So that's what gives them flexibility first and foremost. When they come down, you know they can play anything down there because they can do it. They can cover man-to-man. Now, this guy, Tyrann Mathieu, is a guy that was always played in a slot, could be a nickel guy, so he can cover wide receivers. So that gives them another bit of flexibility. Usually Sorensen is covering tight ends and backs as normal safeties do, but Tyrann Mathieu has the ability to cover wide receivers, adds another level of flexibility in their defense. So right here looks like a too high. Once again, on the snap, what are we going to do? Now on the snap, we're going to bounce this guy out. We're going to bounce this guy out. We're going to let Tyrann Mathieu play against Jarvis Landry, I believe that is, one-on-one in the slot because we can do it. Man-to-man, man-to-man, get back here. We got guys popping out here. So you're trying to figure out as a quarterback, what exactly am I seeing on this particular play because it's a too high look. Now they bring pressure. Now we got a guy coming free because it didn't look like that guy was going to be able to bring pressure. Now I got all kinds of problems once again because of the flexibility of those safeties, leading to lots of different things that you can do defensively. All right, now let's get into our three safety look. Okay, so now we got a 3 safety look. Mathieu, Sorensen, and then they have the 3rd safety back here. So initially, off the snap, looks to me like, hey, we're going to get some kind of cover 2, knowing that Sorensen can play in the box and he can be just like a linebacker. He can cover a tight end or a back. All kinds of different things that they can do, once again, based on flexibility of those guys. What are we going to see? Cover 2 look here. Are we going to fake it right there? Okay, now on the snap, what do we get? On the snap, boom, he's going back to the middle of the field. Sorensen's coming down. He's playing man. We've got man. We've got man. We've got man. We've got man. That leaves my man, Tyrann Mathieu, to do what? Use your instincts. Use him as a robber. So what they do is they run back here. They let him drop down and read the quarterback. Now he's in a position to use his instincts and go wherever he wants to go based on what the quarterback's looking at or the route concept that he sees. And he's playing robber in there, causing all kinds of havoc, confusion for the quarterback. Once again, leads to a sack because they're giving you all kinds of different looks. You're not really sure on the snap. Now they're running to something different, and it really starts with those 2 safeties. All right, another look with the 3 safeties. Got to find them. Got to find them. Where are they? Mathieu, Sorensen. Down in the box now. Well, we just saw that. They played man-to-man. This guy ran back. This guy dropped down. Well, let's see if they do that again on this play. Flexibility of those guys give us lots of different options. So now we're just going to flip it. Now we're going to go back with Mathieu. We're going to come down here and play man. But now we're going to bring pressure with Sorensen because he's good at bringing pressure. He's got that linebacker-type body that can bring, boom, going to get through that running back, get him in Matt Ryan's face. We're going to force the issue. Errant throw right there because I'm getting pressure, but giving you different looks, dropping in, and making quarterbacks think just that extra tick or be off their mark just a little bit. And those are difference-making plays. Find him again, find him again, find him again. Now they're on the same side right here. Here's our 3rd safety back here. Who knows? What are we going to do? I have no idea. You can't tell based on what they're doing right here what the look is. All right, it doesn't even look like man here because we got 1 receiver over to that side. So, man, you would guess it's some kind of a zone because they got 3 receivers over here and they're not guys to cover them. Who knows? Matthew's over here. But bottom line is, as a quarterback, you're not really sure what you're getting. Always want to know what you're getting. You're not really sure until the snap. Now what do? They're loaded up here. Looks like maybe he's going to come like he came on the last one. Boom. Now they're going to drop out of it. Now they're going to drop into a bit of a zone dog here in this particular look. Bring pressure back from the front side. Now let's see if we can get Matt Ryan to hold it. Now we're going to get more pressure, and that's exactly what happens. Don't know what you're getting before the snap. Tough to have that pre-snap idea. Now we're holding the football. Now they're getting home because they're getting on edges. The safeties, right? You don't hear that very often. A lot of times when we're talking about different packages, confusion, and getting pressure, we're talking about these front 7. But for me, with the Chiefs, we talk about the back end. It's about the 3 safeties. What are they going to do? What is their flexibility? What are they going to give you a look at like before the snap? Because they can do everything. That's the key. If Sorensen couldn't do everything and play the back end and he comes down here, I would know, okay, it's man, or they're playing some sort of zone, he's underneath. Same with Tyrann. If he couldn't come down and play on the edge and run support or bring pressure, I would know what I'm getting. Those 2 guys are their guys that can do everything. They're the queens in the chess game. They can do everything, right? He's down in the box again. We saw pressure one time. We saw fake pressure and him popping out another time. Now this time they're going to go to their signature coverage, what I call 2 robber. Okay? 2 robber. So cover 2, we know, deep safety, corners play flats, corner play flat. These guys play in the hook area, and then you usually have your Mike linebacker that plays here in the middle. What they do with this particular look is they drop Tyrann Mathieu into a high position there. So it's kind of a combination between cover 2 or a Tampa 2 where that Mike backer can carry deep, but he's just dropping in here and he gets the ability to read whatever's going on and use his instincts once again. So Sorensen up 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. On the snap, he's running back to a deep half. Tyrann Mathieu dropping in to play that robber position. Take another look at it. Again, you got to figure out how they're getting there. So Sorensen down in the box once again. Safety here. Looks like Tyrann Mathieu is the guy that would go back to the deep half. Now watch this one. Now Sorensen's over here. He's running back to a deep half. This safety that's in that deep half is going to run over to this deep half. Tyrann Mathieu's going to drop in here and play the robber once again. Got to know where he's at. Got to know where he's coming from. Now they're allowing. Corner didn't do a very good job here. Maybe he was worried about Sorensen getting back to his deep half, so he carried a little bit. He should be down in this particular look right here, and now you've got them wired. Corner falls back into cover two. Baker does a nice job getting it to the flat, finding the open guy. But again, it's tough because you got to figure out where they're going. They're giving you one look right here. Ball's already snapped. Ball's already snapped, and it looks like they're dropping into maybe that robber that we saw earlier with Sorensen down. But on the snap, boom, boom. And now he's robbing. Tough for a quarterback once you have the football in your hands to try to decipher all that. But nice job here by Baker Mayfield and taking what they give him. All right, here's the last one. Another look at it. Find your guys. Find your guys. Find your guys. There they are, down at the line of scrimmage again. Okay, we've seen this a couple times. Cover two shell. They can play cover two. That is one of their base coverages. And again, knowing this guy can play a linebacker spot or could play man from down there, they can do that. But this is where they love to drop into this, especially when you're in a third and long situation. You're going to see it once again. Sorensen's going back to a deep half. Boop, boop. He's dropping into his robber position. Now, use your instincts. Use your instincts. See the quarterback. See the quarterback. So, his responsibility here, well, yeah, he's got to carry this kind of like a Tampa 2, but he does a great job of seeing through with his eyes. Feels that guy, sees Baker move. So, what's he do? Use your instincts. Tyrann, nobody better in the league. Use your instincts. He folds. Baker goes. He folds. He's reading back to Baker the whole time. And few safeties better with the ball in the air than Tyrann Mathieu. Sees, feels it all, undercuts it, makes himself a pick. Huge play in their playoff game. But this is really what separates them. These two guys right here. One, we know all about. All-decade player, I believe maybe 2 decades or all-decade player. We know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. He gets a lot of love. This other guy, Daniel Sorensen, doesn't get nearly as much love, but it's his flexibility, like Tyrann Mathieu, that to me makes this defense unique. And hey, they might not be great statistically, but they make big plays when they have to, and it's because they play to the strengths and because of the multiple strengths of those two safeties. And then, of course, the all-pro right there in Tyrann Mathieu. Now, I love that as a football fan when I'm sitting on my couch or I'm watching film. I love to see what the Chiefs are doing because you never really know until the ball snapped what they're going to run to. Would have given me fits when I was playing, not knowing exactly what they were doing, having to find number 32 on the snap to see where he's going because he kind of tells you what the defense is going to be, but you got to find him because he could be all over the place. They do a great job with the skies, and it creates a lot of big plays for them defensively. As I said, it might not be the best statistical defense year in and year out, but when they get in critical situations, they've got playmakers, and they've got a scheme that can confuse a quarterback, and that's what's allowed them to get to the Super Bowls 2 years in a row. Couple that with the big play offense, it's a really, really good football team.